I just want to share something personal. Just want to share something really personal and kind of embarrassing. So here we go. Hello, happy Tuesday. I'm excited about today's tip. Actually, today's tip is the last tip of 2019. It's crazy. It's gone really, really fast. I know Christmas is on my mind. I bet Christmas is on a lot of your minds too. And thinking about traveling and presents and plans, family, everything. But it's exciting. It's exciting, and I'm sure it's probably fast-paced wherever you're at too. But even though it's the last tip of 2019, I wanted to make it a good one. I mean, they're all good, but it's a really good one today. And I basically first am going to start off though. I just want to share something personal. Just want to share something really personal and kind of embarrassing. So here we go. I'm just messing with you. The reason I did that is because I wanted to hook you, and that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about narrative hooks and this technique that we use, everyone uses it, to hook the audience into watching more, into reading the story, whatever it is. So sorry that I messed with you there. But yeah, let's talk about this narrative hook. Now, narrative hook is a literary technique. Basically, it starts in the beginning of books, like a sentence or two, to capture the reader and pull them in to want to read more and continue reading. And this is not just something that you see in literature. You see it in movies, you see it in the news, you see it in news articles, blogs, you see it on Instagram posts, Facebook posts, everywhere. You see this technique of narrative hook to get people to either read or watch or consume the content. And it's everywhere because it works. It does really work. And I want to kind of bring it in to talk about how we use it in the videos that you and I create in our situation of working for nonprofits, churches, that type of video stuff, and using hooks to get people to watch our videos. That's the goal, right? We want people to watch them. So here is the tip. You need to start your story with a compelling hook. Start your story with a compelling hook. Now, I put compelling in there. It's a little bit redundant. A hook should be compelling. That's kind of the definition. But I put it in there because it's important. It's important that it's compelling. It can't just be a lame hook. So let's kind of talk about this more in, okay, what is a compelling hook? How can we come up with one to use for our videos? And there's a million ways of creating an interesting and compelling hook. It's a place where you can just use unlimited creativity for this. And but I want to show you 3 ways. First, I'm going to show you or share with you what not to use. It's just what I've seen a lot recently in different videos, especially testimony videos. And I think it's a terrible hook. And so I'm going to share that first. So this is kind of how it goes. Fades in from black. And there's someone being interviewed. They're sitting down, and maybe it's an individual or a couple. And they say, "Hi, my name is so-and-so. This is my title, and I'm going to share my story." And that is just like such a terrible hook. It's so boring. And if you think about it, it's almost like you're being invited to their AA meeting. Like, "Hi, my name is so-and-so. this is my title, and you're like, hi, so-and-so. It's not captivating. And especially if they're going to give you a summary of what they're going to talk about, why should we keep watching? So don't do that. Try to find unique ways to hook your audience differently. So, because hooks need to be intriguing, they need to be unique. The purpose of them is to stop your audience like almost in their tracks and want to watch more. So if your audience is sitting at church and they're looking at their phone while the video announcements are playing, it needs to be something captivating so they'll actually look up from their phone and start watching. Or, if they're scrolling on social media, there's like so much content. It needs to be something that captures their attention right from the get-go, or they're going to scroll right past. It gets harder and harder all the time. There's more content, there's more noise. It gets harder. But if we can really start practicing this technique of using a narrative hook, we can get better and we can get more people to watch our videos. So I want to share 3 ways to hook your audience that you can use, you can start applying in your videos. So the first way, number 1, is starting your video with a jarring soundbite. Starting your video with a jarring soundbite. Now this could be a clip from your testimony. Someone's testimony interview, get a clip or some soundbite voiceover that is interesting, that is different, that people will hear and be like, wait, what? I want to know more. It makes them question, it makes them have a curiosity of what they're talking about or what the context is. So an example of this, you can watch this on my films on my website or on Facebook too. For the film I did for my brother, his wedding film, I started off the film, it's one of his friends giving a toast at the wedding, and he says, Daniel is probably the best Christian I know. Definitely the best Christian in this room. And it was funny, but I also was like, wait, what? First of all, why does he think this guy is the best Christian? And how can you even claim someone is the best Christian? How is that possible? So that's like a jarring soundbite. All right, number 2, start your video with an emotional clip. Now, also kind of related to, could be an interview, it could be maybe some B-roll or something, some part of your film that shows true emotion. It doesn't have to be sad. It doesn't have to be someone crying. It can just be, it could be joy, it could be laughter, it could be even they're frustrated or super passionate about something. But there's so much emotion behind their look, their tone of what they're saying, the actual words they're saying. There's so much passion or so much emotion, you can feel it, and that really attracts people when there's a lot of emotion in something. So that's another way to hook your audience. Start your video with an emotional clip. Number 3, this is the last one for today. Number 3 is start your video with an attractive visual or sound. So it's kind of a bonus one because there's 2. Start your video with an attractive visual or sound. So for instance, maybe you have a shot of this beautiful landscape at sunset and it's just gorgeous. You could start your video with that. People love beautiful imagery and they want to see beautiful stuff. So, I mean, you could have all sorts of different shots as long as it's like super beautiful and attractive. Or you could start with an interesting sound, like an interesting sound effect. For instance, you could start your video, there's nothing on screen, it's black, and you hear a police siren. Police siren, maybe it like starts getting louder and louder, and that's like, whoa, that's interesting. People might stop and think, what is that? Why is there a siren on this video?
And an example of this is I have also a testimony video of a guy who's a professional soccer player. And I started off this video with the sound of him dribbling a soccer ball or kicking this soccer ball around. And so I started with that, and then the visual came in afterward. But yeah, it's just an interesting way and a different way of hooking your audience. Now, as more and more people start using the same hooks, you gotta have to change that around and use different types of hooks. If people are using the same thing everywhere, people start getting used to it and they'll tune it out. So you want to start thinking of different ways to hook your audience. You got to be different. You got to be unique. And again, there's like millions of ways that you could start your video with, and so many creative ways that you can use a hook. And if you need like even more examples, you can just go on Vimeo or start watching films, videos, whatever, and notice what other hooks people are using. And so that can give you kind of some help too in figuring out, okay, what other hooks. So those are the three ways that I'm going to share of how you can hook your audience. Jarring soundbite, emotional clip, or an attractive visual or sound. That's it. So you better start applying this stuff. No, you don't have to, but I would love to see how you guys apply this. And if you have examples or if you have ideas of other hooks, comment, share them below so more people can benefit, so we all can help each other think of new ways to hook your audience, get people to watch our videos. So that's all for today. That's my tip. And that's the last tip of 2019. I won't be doing any more tips for the next couple of weeks. And I'm gonna mostly enjoy my vacation. I'll probably still be around a little bit. But that's it. I hope that helps a lot. And I just want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas.